Hi, Benji.
Hi, Michael. How's it going?
Yeah, great. At the moment in Beverly in the UK.
Oh,
Yeah,
welcome.
so not so same country as you today. Hi, Rob.
How long are you here for?
I think only 3 more days. My wife was visiting her mother, and so they were actually, I think, 3 weeks here, and I'm just picking them up.
And that's up near Hull?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of the times I say it's near York because it's a nicer city, but
Yeah, fair enough.
But where are you located actually?
I'm down near Southampton, right on the south coast.
South Coast. Oh, okay, there where they have internet and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, got some nice internet here for sure.
You don't know how. It's like a third world country up here.
Really?
North of England.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no. Every time I'm down in the south, everything works. Then you come up here, and yeah, no coverage for mobile phones. Even landline internet is rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
How you doing, Rob?
Good. Yeah. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I haven't had much time to work on any of the stuff, but thought that we would get these meetings started up again. I guess first, Benji, you reached out to me about making these meetings more formal, like the working group agendas, and transferring the repo. Do we want to do that?
I've not got any further with that yet, I'm afraid. It's been pretty hectic here. But yeah, I think we should definitely do that, bring it under the umbrella like everything else. I have a vague feeling that I read at one point on like one of the maintainers boards that if you move a project, it doesn't move the discussions, but that might have been an old thing and maybe they fixed that now. I don't know. I meant to test it, but I haven't got around to it yet.
Okay.
Or maybe it was the redirects for the discussions, I think, was the issue. So like it would break all the old links. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we can test it. So do you want to take care of that, or do you want me to do something?
I was planning to. I mean, it just means creating a GitHub repository, creating a discussion on there, and then moving it somewhere else, and then seeing whether the old discussion still links. I mean, I'll just do it now.
Okay, and then I mean, like, in that repo, we'll set up the agenda files and that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a template for all that, so we can just basically copy the template across.
So what's the general status at the moment of the? Do we have a spec text already?
No. Yeah. So I think where we left off is we were talking about early versus delayed execution.
Yeah.
We talked about it at the main working group meeting, and
I remember.
I feel like the takeaway there was that in the spec we want it to be flexible enough that implementations can do either, and we want to keep the text as simple as we can. We didn't really decide one way or another. Definitely the text should do early execution, or the text should do delayed execution. my like general feeling is that I feel like that we could write delayed execution in a way that's not as complex as I think we're worried it'll be. So I wanted to spend some time doing that. Haven't been able to do that yet, but that's the next thing I want to focus on.
Yeah, the sentiment was kind of, and I mean, I also was like having the simplest way in the spec, but if it means that a lot of people struggle with that, I think that was also Lee's thinking, then it's better to specify the more complex one. Although there was no consensus, right?
Yeah.
Do we have a rough proposal of the more complex one, the eager execution?
Yes, we had Yakov has a PR that does that. He has
Do you have
PR.
Do you have it somewhere? Because
Yes.
I would really be keen on implementing it.
Yes.
Chocolate.
Let me track that down for you.
And then I could also give feedback on or help a bit on that in the when you start specifying it. Yeah. And the general idea, we still do stream and defer together, right?
Yeah, like not trying to separate them out in
Good.
separate. Yeah. I don't think that's changed.
Is the GraphQL so Yakov did the GraphQL JS implementation.
And he has a spec PR.
Okay. And that is the basis of what we want to work on.
Yeah. I think that with his spec PR, there's some question about how it's implemented. I think that there's depending on your definition of what like I think there's it's not I don't think the algorithms are totally pure without doing mutation across like different functions. So that's where I think that some of the sticking point is for moving forward with that. So that's why I want to like spend some time going through it and maybe trying to simplify it. I haven't done that yet. I haven't like reviewed that spec PR yet, but that's right. He has both a GraphQL JS implementation and the spec PR.
Okay. Has anybody peer reviewed that a bit? Like this is because you say you haven't read through it, but you that is that's basically or it's basically specifying the idea we have agreed on. Or sorry,
I didn't. You broke up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. So you haven't reviewed this spec PR yet, but it should in general implement the general idea we had in the discussions, or?
Yes, yeah. So it implements that updated response format that we have with early execution.
Okay.
That's the idea.
Okay. I will read through that.
Yeah, so the next I want to go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. Benji, did you already skim through it?
Yeah, I did a cursory look over it, but it had quite a few patterns that we don't use in the GraphQL spec at the time that I reviewed, which I've discussed with Yakov a little bit since then. But broadly, like it does mutation and then it has to sort of undo side effects in some circumstances and things like that, which obviously we don't have anything like that in the spec currently. The approach that doesn't do early execution doesn't need any of that. there aren't any side effects that need to be undone because everything just falls out of the algorithm just naturally. So it just uses all the traditional error handling that the algorithm already has. So there's that. He is now, because he's seen I did an implementation, did some very early spec edits for the deferred execution approach. And one of the issues that I had with that is we needed like macros effectively. There's bits of code that need to be called in multiple places, like an algorithm, but they also need access to some kind of shared state, like a cache or a queue or that kind of thing. So I built sort of some macros, which again is a new technique that isn't currently in use in the spec. So at some point I need to talk with Lee and see if there's a better way of modeling that approach. But I think that what Yakov has done now is he's tried to build my macro system into his PR, which is interesting. So that might get around some of the issues that we're seeing, don't know. But I'm not happy. The reason I've not really raised my one as a PR is because I'm not happy with its macro system. So I wouldn't approve my own PR at this point.
Mm. Yeah, anyway, I will go through it and try to implement it and see maybe I get stuck somewhere.
Yeah, and Yakov also has the GraphQL JS PR that implements the new response format. And I think that I want to work with him on trying to get that merged because we still have like the old response format. That's what's in GraphQL JS in the main branch right now. So that PR also does early execution. But I'm not like too concerned about early versus delayed in GraphQL JS. I feel like if we do like whatever we do, like probably someone's going to want the other one, and then we could like work with the community on like how exactly we're gonna have it, like as long as the spec allows both, and we're still in like alpha versions. I really want like the new response format people to be able to start using that, and then we could iterate on like exactly how the execution happens or what options we need to provide.
Yeah, it's for us. It's also we have to implement that on several layers, like the GraphQL IDE, the server, so that you really can use it. I still also think that so probably what we will do is even give the user kind of tell us what your default should be, like early execution or delayed execution, and then you can opt into the other one on a per resolver basis, like annotated maybe. Because there can be cases like I think Benji laid out one with Postgres where one or the other could be the better option. So
yeah,
yeah,
definitely makes sense.
Something else that we have, or in the summer break at the moment?
Yeah. I'm been busy with a new baby, so that's why we took the break.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
How is it?
What was that?
How is it? I mean, we are just 3.
It's good. It's my second kid.
Second, okay.
Yeah.
You know how it works.
Yeah, everyone's doing well. Yeah, so I'll check in with Yakov. I'll see about moving forward the GraphQL JS changes. I really want to get the new format out somewhere that people can start using it.
Yeah,
I will.
Interesting is also how we get that into Relay. There are ways to do that, but yeah.
Oh yeah. So have you implemented the new response format at all, or?
No. We will
Okay.
start now. That's why I say we have
Yeah.
it on several layers. Like first is I put it in hot chocolate, but then it's the GraphQL ID, and then we have it also in Relay. And I haven't looked at it at the moment. The way we do it is we actually support every iteration of the proposal that we have, even the first one with the labels and stuff. But it's interesting how we get this implemented.
And then for Relay, you have some kind of like translation layer.
Yes, that's what we have now. Basically, when we the network where you hook in the network implementation, there we
in the client you do the
Yeah.
translation. Is that something?
Yeah.
Is that published?
For
somewhere?
the like you get the no, but I can pass on to you that we have it in our workshop material. It's not like we have it everywhere, but I can give you a link.
Okay. Yeah, because if we have, because once we get the new response format in GraphQL.js, then if you're using GraphQL.js, you're going to need the same translation layer if you're using it with Relay. So maybe if we have something that we can point people to. Yeah,
and it's that's one of the things I want to read into Jakob's proposal and then see how we can make it happen in hot chocolate. And then how we get into the other layers.
Okay. Sounds good. That's all I really have for now. I guess Benji, let me know when you're ready for me to transfer the repo, and I can do that, and then you can set up the agenda templates.
Yeah, I think you can just go straight ahead and do that now. I did test it whilst we're on the call, and everything seems to work fine with redirecting. I even moved it across organizations, and it still redirects just fine. So should be good. Go ahead, transfer it to GraphQL, and then we'll get that, get all the agendas copied over and that sort of stuff. And yeah, we should start taking notes as well. What we do for the main GraphQL working group now is we just have a single notes file on Google Docs that we keep adding to. So if you want to be the host of that, it would be perfectly fine. Or I can do so, up to you. And then we'll add that to the agenda and just use that going forwards.
That notes doc, is it under like a GraphQL account or something, or no?
No.
Okay, I can just make one of my personal account then.
Yeah, just make sure it's really open.
Okay.
By the way, Rob, will you be in San Francisco?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but I am going to try to make it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I really want to go.
Yeah. I think that will be much better than the last one.
I mean, we've got to get a
conference
photo
wise.
We've got to get a photo of the three of us and Ivan all together, I think.
Yeah. I'm really keen because that's the first time we all I think get to meet. I have to. Is Ivan coming? Do you know that, Benji? Can he leave?
I don't know if he is. He said he was he's hoping to, but I haven't heard an update of since then, because obviously there's complexities. But yeah, he certainly was trying to get the wheels in motion so that he would be able to.
because the men are not allowed to leave Ukraine because of the war.
Indeed.
So, but it would be awesome if we get all together.
Mhm.
And yeah, I will ping Lee. Maybe we could also arrange like I don't know, a working group dinner or something like that.
Yeah, that would be very good. And ideally, if we can organize something like that soon, so that we can book our flights to cover the relevant period of time, that would be nice.
Yeah, I already booked. I will be over a week in San Francisco. Although, like, you have to be really careful in San Francisco now. It's like a lot worse if you go into the city.
Right.
Yeah. But anyway, we are at the airport.
Yeah, I'll be staying there by the airport for sure.
So we can quickly leave if it goes wrong. Yeah, awesome.
All right.
Okay,
great
guys.
chatting with you. Catch you at the next meeting.
Yeah,
Okay,
thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.